let's talk toys, TV, and how to keep your baby entertained without having to put them in front of a screen all day long.
Your day and ask you how it is. Why are you being?
Welcome back to my channel, guys. So today I decided to do kind of a different video. I wanted to kind of focus on the process of like toy rotation, keeping your child entertained without having to put them in front of a screen all day long. I know we all feel guilty about that, but honestly, sometimes you just have to do what works best for you and your child. That is the most important advice that I can give you, is do what is best for you and your child, because nobody knows your child more than you do. And you know, right now, everything is just turned upside down, and we have to do what's working best for our household. So basically right now I'm sitting in front of my son's play area, which is kind of what I call it. It's funny because my husband says that it looks kind of like a daycare, and I was so happy when he said that because that's honestly what I was trying to go for. So first, let's start with TV, or screen time if you want to call it. That's a really tough subject, at least for me. Before I got pregnant with my first baby, and I am a first-time mom, and my son is actually just turned 18 months. I was actually taking child development classes, and which is what I'm majoring in now. And I felt very pressured into deciding what standards I needed to set for my baby. Now, I don't know if any of you have taken child development classes, but I have, and holy cow, I learned so much. And I learned quickly that screen time before the age of 2 is actually very damaging to your child's brain development. Now by that, I mean if you put your child, this is what I learned in child development. This is not what I'm saying personally, but this is what I learned, is that if your child watches even just like a minute or two, 30 minutes, it doesn't matter the length of time, but if you put them in front of a screen, it lowers their ability to speak. They will definitely take a lot longer to form sentences. It does not help them focus at one task at a time. It's just so many examples of how TV does affect your child's brain development before the age of 2. Now, after the age of 2, you want to slowly introduce it in time intervals. You definitely don't want to just put them in front of the screen all the time, because it's just a lot to take in. So I learned that very quickly. So I decided, you know, I'm not going to put my son in front of the TV. That's just that. Never going to do it. And until he's the age of 2, you know, I'll introduce it to him after that. Well, I also quickly realized after having a baby that I myself needed to do that for myself. I realized that I was also in front of a screen all the time, and how was I going to set an example for my baby when I couldn't even do it for myself? I was breastfeeding in the very beginning, and I was up at 3, 4, 6, 5 at all hours, and I was falling asleep. The only thing I could do was watch TV or stay on my phone. So I did that, and it helped me. And sometimes when I would have to do the dishes, or when it's just, I had to introduce the TV to him a lot sooner than what I was hoping for. And now, as my son is growing and he's 18 months, I have set time limits for him. So I will let him watch TV once a day, and it's for a very short period. And if someone else is watching him, that's okay. If they watch TV with him the whole time that they're watching him, that's fine. I pick my battles, and I have no problem with that, honestly. It helps soothe him, it comforts him, and it just makes life a lot easier, so why not? Okay, so let's talk about planning out your day, because I feel like if you have a plan for your child, if you're a stay-at-home mom like I am, or if right now, you know, you have to be at home working from home, the most important thing that you can do for yourself and your child is to plan out your day the night before. Now, what I mean by that is you need to plan out your schedule around your child's schedule, and that's unfortunately the truth. You can always plan out a day, you know, hour by hour by time blocking it, but if your child's not having it that day, or if they need to be extra clingy with you, I hate to say that word clingy, but if they need an extra attention, you have to change your schedule. But if you have that foundation, you have that set schedule, then you have kind of like a guideline. And I think that that's the most important thing. So if you can plan out your day, take at least 5 minutes out of your evening to just write notes, concrete tasks that you'd like to get done that day, or, you know, if you would like to get done with your child or for your child, if you can do that, that's going to help you out so much. Because if you go into the next day not knowing what to do, you're going to wake up a little distressed, and your child is also going to not know what's going on, and you're just going to be all around frustrated. And I mean, I honestly don't blame you, but if you can plan out your day, that would help you out so much. That's also another piece of advice that I hope that you take with you. If nothing else interests you, is please plan out your days. Planning out my day, what consists of basically the night before, I will plan out what meals we're gonna have. That way, that is already in my mind. I'm not scrambling around the refrigerator I'm not scrambling around the refrigerator wondering what am I gonna feed my child, as my child is hanging on to my leg for dear life, yelling at me to, you know, give me food, I'm hungry. If I have snacks, everything ready to go, I don't even have to worry about that. I try to plan out how many walks we're gonna take that day, because I notice that if I don't take him out for a walk, it honestly changes our whole day. He loves being outside. He is such an outdoors child, and he's just like his mom and dad, and he loves being outdoors. Unfortunately, there's a big heat wave going on in California, so I can only take him out early morning or late evening, but that's okay. As long as I have it planned out in my day, I know we're gonna do it, I'll, you know, prep him for it, and he knows it's coming and it's part of our routine. So, and I also like to plan out any errands that I have to run. Do I need to do them before his nap time, after his nap time? That way I know, okay, if I'm gonna take my son out after his nap time, whatever I need to get done with the household, I need to do it before. Any work that I need to get done, what kind of work do I need to get done? Do I need to film a video during his nap time? That means I need to clean my house. That means I need to write some notes about it. I just try to plan everything out. If he decides not to take a nap that day, that's fine. Filming's gonna have to wait. I'll just decide to do my cooking prep. And he'll be right next to me and he'll help me out. So that's basically the gist of it, and I try to do that every night, if not every Sunday night, going on for the week ahead. For example, he has a doctor appointment today, so I basically prep the whole week so that I know that that day I'm more focused on my child after his appointment, because he's gonna need us more, you know. So yeah. Now let's talk about toys. I learned a lot about the Montessori Method. If you don't know what the Montessori Method is, it is a woman named Maria Montessori. She was an Italian woman that taught in Italy, and she basically states that all children learn through play. Play is their biggest learning tool. Now, that is something so important to me, because number one, I have an only child. number two, the toys that I choose for him are so very important to me because I need to make sure that each toy has a task. If the toy that I buy has no task at all, I realize that he quickly gives up on it. He just understands there's no point to this toy, I'm not learning anything, I'm done with it. And he is done with it very quickly. So that's something I also realized. And number three is I need to be very engaging with him. Now, engaging does not mean that I need to be hovering over him as he's playing, because you don't want to do that. You know, you want your child to take the lead. If they decide to play with a ball and they're done with that ball, that's okay. Let them move on to the next toy. Let them explore on their own, because it gives them a sense of confidence, being able to reach out for a toy. And I'll explain a little bit more about this later in the video, but you know, they reach out for a toy, they decide to play with it, they're done with it, they move on to the next one. You give them that sense of confidence, that sense of thinking, I'm making my own choices, and that helps them out a lot. They're learning as they're doing that. So, but by engaging, I mean, if your child comes up to you and asks you, invites you to come and help them, come and play with them, be there for them. You know, be there and help them out and show them, okay, this is what we're gonna do. You know, it's all about understanding one another, and that's what I mean about engaging. Just being there for them when they ask you, when they invite you to come and play with them. So going back to the Montessori method, she also invites parents to use wooden toys, natural materials that are not plastic, that are not filled with batteries and just noises, because if you realize toys with batteries, there you push a button, you push another button, and it makes all this noise, but that's as far as it goes. Now, with that being said, I have plenty of plastic toys. I love those toys, and so does he, yet I also try to include specific toys that, like I said before, have a task to them. Okay, so for example, this is a 4-drawer cabinet that was gifted to me. I decided to spray paint it, and I'll show you here. I decided to spray paint it, and I added cardboard to the bottom because I wanted it to be more of an open layout for my son. So he'll come here and he'll grab the toys. He'll grab this, and here he has coins. He has coins, and he will grab the coins, he'll start dropping them in, and then when he's done, you know, he'll either put it back or throw it all around. It just depends. I try to monitor him on this, especially because it is smaller pieces to it, so you definitely want to be there when your child is playing with this. Anything that is a choking hazard or any type of hazard, you want to be there watching them because, you know, you just want to be safe. This toy helps with his motor skills, his fine motor skills. It's a very small entry here, and then the coins, they're obviously not that thick, so he has to really focus and, you know, at the task at hand, and he has to be able to, you know, be patient and try again, and he'll eventually get it. So speaking of plastic toys, this is one that I actually found at a thrift store, and this is more of an engagement toy. I try to play this with him more often rather than just let him do it on his own. So this is basically just a plastic toy that has all of the ABCs on it, and I will actually put the ABCs in this little box that I have, and then I will have him place them into their corresponding slots. So as we're doing that, you know, I will tell him, what does this letter say? What color is it? What does it feel like? What sounds start with the letter A? What animals start with the letter A? You try to talk to them as you're going through. And I have his books here, and this cabinet is actually tall enough for him and short enough for him so he's able to reach his books, his toys. So this setup is actually called the Montessori setup. Basically, you choose a certain amount of toys, you set them up just like so, like I showed you in with the cabinet, And you set them up so that they're able to grab them. And like I said before, it gives them that confidence. It makes them feel like they're choosing these toys themselves. Now, with that setup, you want to rotate your toys. Now, toy rotation is a really big thing that I try to keep and instill on my child, because he will quickly tire of the toys that he has laid out. Probably they'll last about a week out here, and then I have to switch them out. And that's what toy rotation is. You choose between 5 to 10 toys, you set them all out, and you set them out in a way that is attractive to your child. You have to get down and think, okay, I'm setting this up. How would I feel seeing all these toys here? I want to go towards them, or does it just not look interesting to me at all? So that's something you want to think about when you're setting up your child's toys. You set up these toys and you keep them out for a week, and you may have 100 toys in your closet, but if you take out all 100 toys all at once, guess what? They're gonna get tired of all those 100 toys out, and you're gonna have to buy another 100 toys, and they're gonna get tired of that, and it's just a cycle. So why not rotate your toys, give them each toy a longer life, and not have to have a big amount of clutter in your child's play area or their closet or your storage unit. So I choose about I choose about 5 to 10 toys, depending on what. So I'll usually put one sensory item on his actual table. I'll put his toys there, and then I'll also put his books up on top. And we also have one big item out. Right now I actually have 2 because they're not taking up too much space, but normally I'll have one big item, which will be either his kitchen, his ball pit, his tumbling blocks, or those are about it for the big toys. And I'll have those out for about a month or 2 months, depends on how much he interacts with them. Sensory play is so important to a child. He is so into sensory play, and it breaks my heart that lately I haven't had any time to do sensory play, but I try my best to do so as often as possible. Now, this is a sensory toy. This is something that he can walk up to and grab, and he knows that it's there all the time. I also try to do, sorry, I had to get up for a second. I also try to do different kinds of sensory play. For example, I will fill a tub, like a plastic bin full of cereal, and then I'll put different measuring cups on there, so then he'll learn to, and then I'll do a big little, I mean, I'll try to put a small pot on there so he understands, okay, well, I need to fill this pot. Now, if he doesn't get it right away, you can definitely go and show him. You will say, look, and then I'll quietly do it, because he knows, okay, you want me to see what you're doing. If you tell your child, Sonny, look, this is what you do it like this, they're not sure if to listen to what you're saying or to listen to what you're doing. So if you quietly come up to them and you show them quietly what you're doing, they'll most likely follow your lead as well. But I like to just let him be. I'm always there supervising him. I let him be, I let him do his thing. And sensory play, I feel like if I do it once a day, he really enjoys it. And he can do it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. He can do it for 2 minutes. It just depends on what he's feeling that day. So, and I try to also use the water beads. There's these water beads. There's actually a sensory play that I want to do that involves water beads and shaving cream. I actually saw that on Instagram, and I thought that looked so cool. It's basically the water beads, you put them in a bin, and then you just spray shaving cream all over, and then they just try and get a hold of the water beads and keep them in their hand, and they're just slipping all around. It's really fun. But yeah, that's basically what I do for my child. Try to keep them entertained, try to keep an engaging environment for them, and let me know if you have any questions, if there's anything that you see that interests you. I'm going to try and link everything that I can below. Right now I'm going to go ahead and just show you everything, the setup that I have, and what toys I have out for him right now. And thank you guys so much for coming back. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. And yeah, that's about it. All right, guys. See you
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get into talking about these toys. So this is actually the cabinet that I was telling you about. It's actually from Pier 1 Imports. It was a really beautiful rattan cabinet that I spray painted in gray, which is actually the country gray spray paint by Rust-Oleum. And it's pretty quick drying. I loved it. And I actually, because I'm a reseller, I have a lot of priority mailboxes, so I decided to cut some up and put them here as a kind of a flat surface to be able to set up his toys. This is basically some coins from Guatemala, and then this is a little coin box, so this is basically what he will put the coins in, and I have these keys in there as well. And this was the Elmo Sesame Street toy that I found at the thrift store. They have it at Target actually for about 20 bucks. I really like that. And this, like I said, I like to make DIY toys for him, so this works his fine motor skills as well. And I basically colored in, this is an 18-pack egg carton. Oops. Okay there. This is an 18-pack egg carton, and I glued it shut, and then I just colored the tops. This is actually the bottom part, so I colored the tops. I made a little slit in the middle of each one, and I put colored popsicle sticks. So he takes them out, and he's learning to put them back in. Gosh, I can't talk at all today, guys. And this is so cute. So this is a Gatorade bottle, a creamer bottle, and then this is like a little Tums cap. So I cut them all off, and then I glued them on this little piece of cardboard, and he's actually learning how to put them on and off. I actually saw this on Pinterest, and I thought it was really neat. I thought I'd try it out. So that's for the toys. And I have one more toy there that I need to actually make for him. I just haven't decided on what. But today was actually his toy rotation day, so I still got to get that done. But since we have a doctor's appointment today, I'll be doing that after. Now, if you didn't know, I'm actually Guatemalan, so I try my best to instill Spanish speaking to my son. So I do have a lot of Spanish books here, as well as English. So these are his books. And then this is a little arts and crafts table that I got off of Amazon. I really like it. The sensory tubes that I bought off of Amazon as well. Right now it's just water and glitter, but I've actually changed it out quite a bit of times. And I've had these for a year now, but if you see, they're starting to crack. I'm not sure why, so I do need to buy another pack. So, but I thought they were really cute. And this is actually a toy storage. Right now I just have some reading cards in there for him. And this is a little chalkboard. I actually need to change all that up. He was actually going through a little picky eating phase, but luckily that stopped. I spray painted this also, that country gray from Rust-Oleum, and I like to put his food menu there because I do have the kitchen out. And this kitchen I actually bought off of I believe Bed Bath & Beyond. So we got this for him for Christmas, and it's really cute because I think the batteries are dead, but yeah, the batteries are dead here. But they actually, it makes a sizzling sound or a boiling sound when you put the little pot on there. It's really cute. And these actually all open up, and here is his little recycling bin. Sorry, that's my dog. And he loves this little flower. He loves spinning it. And then I have him coloring sometimes, and this is really cute because it has these markers. And these markers will only color on this paper, not anywhere else. They won't color on the walls, on his clothing, nowhere else, just on this paper. And it's cute because sometimes when you color, you'll find little hidden drawings on there. So I thought that was really cute. I found that at Target. And he loves Mickey Mouse. And he loves this ball. It's a frozen ball that his grandfather gifted to him. And here we have his playmat, which his grandma gifted to him for Christmas. So I put this playmat here because I wanted him to know that this is his designated area to play. So anytime it's time to play, he knows that this is where his toys are. This is where the playtime begins. And I try to do most of his sensory things here. So yeah, that's basically his play area and his toys. Again, I will link everything that I can down below. If you have any other questions, please feel free to comment that down below as well. Thank you guys.